Hello, St. Jude, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to our Tuesday check-in, and I'm Wednesday. Today we're just going to be doing some basic stretches. We want to get everybody up and out of your new norms for a little bit, get your circulation going, get your mojo moving, and just making sure you feel better. So stretching is a really important part of our self-care, and many benefits associated there with stretching, and that's as we get older we tend to lose our elasticity in our muscles and our joints, and stretching is one of the main things that's going to keep us healthy and happy and have a range of motion and full body movement. So let's get started. Today we're going to do a round of stretches. We're going to do about 15 seconds on each side of the stretch, so we'll be doing left and right. And so just make sure you holler for the kids real quick, or your husband or wife, and let's make sure we can do this together and stay connected, okay? So get yourselves ready, and we're gonna start our timer right about now. And we're gonna start with some nice head rolls, neck rolls, nice and slow. And remember always when you're doing your stretches are always very thoughtful when you do them. They're slow and purposeful. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring that head up, and we're going to take our head over to the right hand side. So we're going to drop our neck to the right. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to slightly put a little bit of pressure on that left ear, pulling to the right, and don't pull hard. There's no need to. What you want to do is feel this stretch right here through your neck and down into your trap. Quite often I'll stretch out that hand, and I'll feel that stretch go all the way through, even shooting out that fingertip. Alright, bring it up, and we're going to swap it out. So neck falls to that left hand side, hand comes up on the right, slight pressure on that right ear. Go ahead and extend that right hand. And again, as you extend that right hand, you're going to feel that stretch really nice, probably pretty intense, coming down that neck, through that trap, shooting all the way down that arm. Excellent. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a trapezius stretch. So we're going to take our hands behind our head, and we're going to pull forward. As you pull forward, you're going to feel the shoulders stretch. Make sure you kind of keep your core tight for this one too, but focus on your breathing as you work through it. Hold that one. And go ahead and come up out of that. That's always such a good one. It feels really good on that piece. So now we're going to go and finish, and we'll go to our shoulder stretch. You're going to take your right arm across. And now I'm working with the shoulder injury on my right side, so I'm going to hold my hand, hold that right arm a little further down, closer to my wrist, and I'm going to pull that in. And as I pull that arm towards me, I'm going to feel that stretch all through that right shoulder. Hold that for just a few more seconds. Beautiful. Now drop it down and swap it out. So the left arm's going to go across your body. Using your right hand, hold that left wrist and pull that towards you. Remember to always focus on your breathing. Try to stay relaxed during your stretches. Feels really good. Sometimes we don't even realize we need these stretches until we feel them. Almost there. And excellent. Drop that down. So this is always a favorite one for me for my chest. So I'm going to take my hands behind my back, and I'm going to clasp them. I'm going to turn to the side for you so you can see this pose. So as I clasp them, I pull those shoulders back, and I can really feel that stretch in the chest area. Another method you can use for this one is if you're in the house, you can go next to your wall and stand next to your wall, put your pressure on that wall, and walk your hands out that way. You'll really feel it there. As we get ready to conclude this stretch, I'm going to drop them down, and then I'm going to take my hands forward. I'm going to push that wall out again. I want you to push towards that wall as you're just trying to get it out of the way. If you want to, you can wiggle those hips a little bit, left and right. It's really good. Shake that loose. Now we're gonna take that right arm up and we're gonna drop it down back. And then I'm gonna take my left arm and I'm gonna put it on that elbow and I'm gonna pull, add a little additional pressure. And that is gonna help that tricep as well as those lats feel that nice stretch. So remember, you can pull on that stretch as gentle or with a little bit more tug in there if you want to. You need a little deeper tissue, that's all right too. Then we're gonna take it up, drop it, other arm comes up, fold it back, take that right arm, put a little extra pressure on that elbow, feel that stretch. So that's definitely, feel that right there on that tricep, a little bit of that lat too. Solid breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. I'll tell you, to be quite honest, I practiced and I preached a lot more of this stretching earlier in my years, and now I practice it out of absolute necessity. All right, good job. Our next stretch that we're gonna do is going to be some hip circles. So as we work our body down, I want you to place your hands right here on your pelvis, circle all the way through, loosening up that lower back. So a lot of the times when we feel back pain or back issues, it's because we have tight hips. So change directions on that hip circle. So I want to make sure that we can loosen up this lower back area and our hips. Excellent. Now from this one, we're going to work into a full body circle. So from there, we were only moving our hips, but now we're going to drop it down and we're going to move that upper part of the body as well. So all the way, full circle. All the way back, all the way around, all the way through. And then we're going to come up and we're going to change directions. So full circle. Through, drop it forward, left to right, big circles, making big waves in the world, letting everybody know we're here. All right, we're gonna come up out of that. Good job. Shake it loose just a bit. If you were me, I know I did feel that in that lower back some, so that feels really good knowing that I'm igniting the right muscles. All right, so your next one we're gonna do, and you may need something to help you balance on this, but this is a standing quad stretch. So we'll see how good my balance is today. We're gonna take that left foot into our left hand, and we're going to take our pelvis and push it under. And once we push our pelvis under, we're gonna feel a really solid engagement in that front left quad. So I want you to hold that for a few seconds. Feel nice and tight. And it's okay if you don't have your balance with it. Most days I don't, to be quite honest, so today's a good day for me. Excellent. So we're gonna take that one, drop that leg down, shake it loose, and then we're gonna swap it out. So right foot, right hand, take your pelvis, tuck it under. If you're having one of those days where you're a little less on that balance, grab one of the kiddos. Have them hold your hand through it. They'll be glad to do it. Excellent, stay right there, just a few more seconds. That stretch feels really, really good on my quads. Excellent. All right, we're gonna drop that down and we're gonna shake those puppies loose a little bit. So now we're gonna switch it over and we're gonna work our hamstrings and the posterior chain. So I want you to take your right foot forward. I want you to step forward with it, and as you plant that right heel, I want you to push on down so that left knee is in a nice bend. The toes are up on that right foot, and everything in this stretch is really activating your posterior chain. So you'll feel this from your you'll feel this from your calf into your hamstring, into your ham glute tie-in. And the further you push down, the more intense that stretch is going to go. Good job, guys. We're gonna pull that one up, swap it out. Then we're gonna step forward, left leg, push down. Again, left side, posterior chain, calf, hamstring, ham gluteus. Further down I push, the more I'm going to feel that stretch. So you control how deep you want that stretch. Excellent. Now we're going to bring that back up. Shake it loose, shake it loose. So now we're going to work down to our ankles. And again, you'll check your balance, but I want you to rotate those ankles in circles. Rotate back and forth. I feel like I'm turning mine in from the outside in, so I'm going to change directions on that rotation. I think we quite often leave out our little ankles. We're going to swap out the other foot. Point those toes. See what your balance is like today. Rotate it around. Excellent. And then change direction of your circles. Find it a lot harder to do that side than I do the other. I'm not real sure where my brain's short-circuiting in that. We're going to make it through it. Excellent. Now we're going to plant those feet. We're going to do a few calf raises. Stretch them out, down, up and down, up and down. You can even alternate them if you like. Sky's the limit. Excellent. Okay, we're going to bring you into one of our last ones. This is one of my absolute favorites. And this is going to work with our hip flexors as well. So we're going to come on down. Our feet are going to be further apart. We're going to come on down to like a squat position. However, we're going to take our elbows. We're going to rest them on our knees. And we're going to push those knees out, because as we push those knees out, we're actually opening up our hip flexors. And again, opening up those hip flexors are going to do amazing work in loosening up that back and your hips for you. So as you push out, stretch that neck up high. Putting extra pressure with my elbows onto those knees. And bend over again, stretch that back, slowly come on up, and come back up into some shoulder shrugs. Good job, guys. If you feel you want to hang in there for a bit longer, just repeat all of these stretches one more full time. There you go. Shake it loose. We want to remind you guys, even in our new norms, staying active and staying connected is just as important as it ever was. So don't forget to give yourself these hours or these minutes of self-care tips. Take time for you and for those loved ones around you. Stay tuned for our next class and our next check-in. Thanks for coming.